Hey guys, what's up? Darcy here at Six Strings Nine Lives, back for a album review, actually a live album review. I've covered off lots of live albums here on the channel, but I don't think I've done a newly released review. And I say newly really loosely here. This is of a 35-year-old recording. So yeah, 35 years in the making. And at first, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how interested I was in picking this up when I first heard it. I thought, you know, this kind of smells like a contract fulfiller with Nuclear Blast. Maybe they needed one more item because if you already know, Exodus has signed on with Napalm Records for their next studio album and whatever else after that. So, but I was proven wrong when I heard the first track released from this live album, which was the title track from Fabulous Disaster, Sold. And I'm like, you know what? And why not? These are actually, this live album represents the pocket of this band that I absolutely love. My introduction to the band in 87, you know, we got 85 to 89 here. So what we're going to review today and talk about is Exodus, British Disaster, the Battle of 89, live at the Astoria in London. This is a 15-track live album. And obviously, I'm assuming this is newly remixed from Chris Zeus Harris. The date on the back says 2023. So if you know metal or you know any production or, you know, guys like Sneap and Zeus, you'll know this name. He's quite well known in the thrash world and produced lots of other bands. But yeah, the mix for this is fantastic. 15 tracks. So what you have here is 5 from my second favorite thrash debut of all time, Bonded by Blood, only just behind Testament: The Legacy, which is my absolute favorite. So you have that. You have 4 tracks from 87's Pleasures of the Flesh and 6 tracks from 89's Fabulous Disaster. Gatefold, and I would say probably, well, you know, I love Bonded by Blood, but this is probably my favorite lineup of the band with Zetro. And why I say that is this is my intro, 87, from an awesome song called Chemikill that was put together or put on a mixtape and made for me from a friend, or given to me from a friend. No turning back after that. And so you got the H-Team, Hunolt and Gary Holt, Rob McKillop on bass, and Tom Hunting on drums. Like I said, 15 tracks. So like I said, if you were a fan of Bonded by Blood, Pleasures of the Flesh, and which was, like I said, that was my intro to the band, 87, Chemikill. But my first newly released album from this band was this one in 89. Absolute crushing album here, Fabulous Disaster. You know this. If you're watching this, you know these albums. And this is, like I said, my favorite kind of pocket era of the band, and well represented on this. This is just, man. Also, I would say too, if you don't even know the band and you wanted an introduction to these guys of their early days, you could go with this because this sounds perfect to me. There's tons of banter in between the tracks. You know, it's quite comical. And you're thinking back, you know, this is 35 years ago. And Zetro really sounds really good to me. And what I mean by that, he just has, back in the day, I think he just had more of a snarl than he does these days. I've mentioned in videos before, I think, you know, a couple of these later Exodus albums that have excellent music on it, a lot of great songs, but I think he does, you know, try a little too hard with the vocals. And like, I love that, you know, that hissing snarl of back in the day, but there is not one weak moment on this live album. So if you were on the fence and thought, you know what, I really don't need that, I know these albums really well, you know what, treat yourself and go pick this up. So yeah, so we first heard Fabulous Disaster, and then there is a, what do you call, lyrical video release for Piranha. that's quite funny. That's the banter where this song isn't about any goldfish. It's not about, they talk about, it's not about a trout, and then they just blast off right into the song. And the songs that Zetro does, the 5 that he does of Bonded by Blood, which are, where do we start here? A Lesson in Violence, Piranha, Deliver Us to Evil, Parasite, not Parasite. And then There Were None and Strike of the Beast. Absolutely perfect. Yes, I love Paul Bailoff, but Zet does a great job on those. I should show you this vinyl too. I'm obviously an Exodus fan, and I will pick up anything that they put out. And here is the gold well, I think there is only one version of this vinyl, and it's a 2 vinyl set, gold vinyl, just released here, like I said, from Nuclear Blast. And there is the hype sticker. We showed you all of that, and I also picked up the CD. If there was a cassette, I probably would have picked that up too, but the CD I picked up, it's summertime. I spend a lot more time in my vehicle, so I got a chance to listen to lots of music, and you know what? I do have a CD player, and yeah, I'm old-fashioned. I like putting the CD in the CD player, but here's the cassette version. There's the cassette, and in behind the cassette. So yeah, you have Rexit, Poser Killer. That's pretty cool. So this one, like I said, 35 years in the making, recorded in 1989. Let me just show you the book. The booklet is very similar, kind of just broken down version of the gatefold from the vinyl. But what I was going to say is this is not the only thing they recorded live in 89. There is, if you guys remember this one. So this one was not 35 years in the making. It was only 2 years in the making. This is Good, Friendly, Violent Fun. That was released in 1991. Now, not the same track listing for sure. If you like this, you're going to love this. Put it that way. So that one was recorded. Good, Friendly, Violent Fun was recorded, and it even says, it's got the little flyer here, recorded at the Fillmore, and that was in July of 1989, whereas British Disaster was recorded in March of 89. But they both sound great, but I'm going to pick this one overall. This is really well done. And Exodus only has maybe, 2, 3, yeah, because they had a reunion in 1997 where they did the a live album reunion with Paul, and maybe one other one after that. I'm not really sure, but totally happy with this. If you're an Exodus fan, if you're a thrash fan, and like I said, if you were on the fence about spending the money on this one, you're going to be surprised. It's awesome. And what it does for me, it just teleports me back to 1989, right when I was lining up to buy Fabulous Disaster at the record store. And these songs are just so well done. So yeah, go out and give it a try. I'm usually not always the biggest live. I always say that, but I end up buying them anyways. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. Go check. Let me know in the comments if you're going to check this one out. And until next time, stay heavy.